So Andre Grasse has just won the men's 200-meter final in lane 8. Lane 8 in 9 letters divides by 3. Andre Grasse adds to 120 perfectly. Every component of his name divides by 3. Gorgeous chain linking bookending the whole way for the glory of the Triune God. And he storms to victory. Total thrilling race. Couldn't ask for anything better by God's sovereignty. He won in a personal best time of 19.88, breaking the Canadian record. And when it shows up on the score at the end, PB. PB adds to 18, which divides by 3, just like SB for a seasonal best and personal best. The SB they always display, that's 21. Personal best PB is 18, divides by 3. And so he got a personal best time. No wind assistance here, 19.88. He won by 2 milliseconds. He needed that personal best time in order to win the gold medal in his 200 meter. It was totally divine. The fact that he was running in lane 8 meant that he was the closest one to the home crowd. And believe me, that cheering crowd the whole way was just fueling every single cell in his body as he charged down the end. And he was gaining on the others right till the end. Like they were starting to perhaps lose a little bit of their speed. He was just going faster and faster, or just, you know, gaining on them until he won by 2 thousandths of a second, 2 milliseconds, no, hundredths of a second, pardon me, 2 milliseconds at the end of 1988. And then the Jamaican was 1990, and then the other guy was 1991 or 1992, very close. But he won. So now that he won the 100 meter and he won the 200 meter, that's exactly 300 meters. To the glory of the Triune God. And I'm telling you, it's the full birth name, and you have the opportunity to name your children mathematically perfectly to the glory of the Triune God. And watch my video where we paint Andre Grasse's name in beautiful threes, pairwise inside out, just like Jehovah's divine name in English, and chain linked and bookended with threes all the way through. And Grasse equals Jehovah, Andre 2 is 51. Together, those two puzzle pieces make 120 perfectly, which equals holy, holy, and all the rest of it. But he won a thrilling race, and he had a great start, a flawless start. I have the whole thing on video. I was watching it live while recording with the video camera. At some point that video will get distributed somehow, my recording with my commentary live. I don't know if I can post it now without getting copyright labels or whatever. But he had a perfect start in lane 8. He just nailed it perfectly. Right out of the gun, boom. I was like, awesome start. I just saw his start, and it was awesome. The fact that he was in lane 8, so the cameramen were closest to him. Like, he was just right there. And an awesome start, of course, 1, 2, 3 words that all divide by 3, and awesome start. And I had words coming out of my mouth that divide by 3. Haul. Haul boy. H-A-U-L. Is 21 plus 21, 42. And if you get a U-Haul van, that adds another 21 to make a triple of 21. That's the famous company U-Haul. But haul boy, haul, and then boy equals haul. Now I know why I said that in real time. Boy equals 42, haul equals 42. Haul boy, haul! And then on your bike, son. On your bike. Divides by 3. On is plus 2, your is plus 1. They chain link with the N and the Y. In fact, the first 3 letters of on your bike equals love. And then the next 3 letters equals love. And then the word bike equals half a love, I believe. Yeah. So on your bike is love plus half a love in order. And then add the word son or daughter if you want. Son is 48, daughter is 84, but son is the classic because it's the fastest one to say. On your bike, son. I kid you not, I was yelling that. If necessary, I could just upload the audio of my commentary in the background audio, perhaps, you know, to avoid copyright, perhaps. I was recording off the CBC Pan Am website, live, streaming, and the words that came out of my mouth. On your bike, son, on your bike! And he was on his bike. He was hauling, and he could feel how close the race was, and he had to catch up. He could feel that he was just, like, it looked from it's hard to tell with the 200 meter because you've got the curvature, you're not sure who's exactly ahead. But he was hauling by the crowd, like the crowd was just roaring in his ears, because in lane 8, you are the closest to the crowd. And he was feeling the energy of the crowd. And it was God's sovereignty, though. So I just want to get that phrase on the board, because that's a very famous phrase. On your bike, son. On your bike. And now it's being proven mathematically. Let's just write it in the middle here. We were solving Stephen Harper. And so on your bike is love plus half a love. The N and the Y chain link, and so in fact this is doubly chain linked with 2 O's then. But this is NY plus O equals love. So there's love in the first 3 letters. Then you've got the famous our, the first word of the Lord's Prayer, to make love number 2. And then you've got the word bike, which equals half a love. So on your bike equals love plus half a love. And then add the word son, which equals 48. Remember, dollar equals 84, same digits, that both numbers divided by 12. On your bike, son. So this is 135, love plus half a love. In order, like not just the fact that it's love plus half a love, but in order, 3, 3, 4, like, and then so add the 48 to that glory fest, and that adds to 183, which equals Christ the Redeemer. The most famous statue of Jesus in the world in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, beneath which we're going to watch the Rio Olympics, God willing. And this man might be there, Andre de Grasse. Usain Bolt is attempting to perform a three-peat of 3 golds in those famous 3 events. It's all adding up to be the maximum 3 fest, as it always has been. On your bike, son, adds to Christ the Redeemer, which equals, in Portuguese, Cristo Redentor. That's the official language, of course, down there in Brazil, or one of the most spoken languages, Portuguese, where the statue is, in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So whether you say it in English, Christ the Redeemer, that adds to 183. A triple of 61. 61 is the 18th prime, divides by 3. A triple of 6s, yada yada. It's also an all-factor 6 number, glorifies 3. So, Christ the Redeemer, 183. Cristo Redentor, the Portuguese, different letters, same number, by Divine Ordinance, 183. Christ the Redeemer, 183. Cristo Redentor, 183, most famous statue of Jesus. On your bike, son, 183. So anytime someone says, on your bike, son, they're literally saying, Christ the Redeemer, Cristo Redentor, all glory to the King. And I was screaming this. I was just screaming this in the Holy Ghost as he came around the bend. And I'll probably post the audio. At the very least, I can probably post the audio without any possibility of copyright. In my personal opinion, the whole thing should not have any issues with copyright, because it's for educational purposes only. But say it right now, you'll get happy. On your bike, son. On your bike. Now, I'm trying to enunciate the hour clearly, because that's, important. On your bike, son. On your bike. On your bike, son. And he hauled like you wouldn't believe. I gotta watch that race again, because he hauled and you could feel it from the very moment he exploded off the blocks. I felt that this was something special, because he had such a perfect start. And his mom said the other day in an interview that I think I got on video, I don't know if I posted it for copyright purposes, but his mom said the other day, I just hope he gets a good start, because if he gets a good start, I know he'll win, because he's the fastest. She was talking about the 100 meter. And as soon as I saw him get that awesome, perfect start at the start of this 200 meter race, closest to the camera, he was in lane 8, I was just watching, and boom, he had a perfect start. Probably the best start he's ever had in his life, because he got a personal best. And I knew this was special. I knew we were watching something special, and that he had what it took to win with that start. Boom, he just nailed it perfectly. And what a thriller. The fact that he was in lane 8 made it the most thrilling to watch. Because when you're watching lane 8, it's the most extreme position on the track. It has the widest turn. It puts the person all alone from the rest of the field. It's got that sense of like, wait a minute, there's a guy coming out of left field. Wait a minute, here he comes. It's like the runners on the inside appear to look ahead throughout the entire race, and then you're just like, wait a minute, lane 8 is in the house. And in fact, he's closest to the crowd. And the home crowd cheers him to the finish. And I just know it was God's ordinance. This is amazing. The details here. So again, remember, and by Divine Ordinance, I preached on this earlier, we saw the same famous lane 8 experience happen in the women's 100-meter final. Everyone was talking about the men's, but did you watch the women's? Sharon Simpson lit it up like crazy. And both of her names divide by 3, Sharon Simpson, chain-linked and bookended with 3s, 24 888, 33 Amen. Sharon Simpson, she had the race of her life. And she was overcome with the Spirit of God. She collapsed to the ground after the race. She was so emotional. She couldn't believe that she had just done it. In lane 8, in the 100 meters, almost never does lane 8 win the final. Almost never. Because it's such a short race to begin with. And lanes 4 and 5 and 3 and 6 are technically the best runners in that race. Lane 8, almost never. And she storms to victory, and I got that gem on lane 8. And of course, talking about 8s again, Jesus equals 8 at 8, Lord equals 800 in Greek, I'm talking. King equals 848 in Greek, Christ equals 1480, Savior equals 1408. All factor 8 numbers that divide by 8 perfectly, and love equals 8 in Hebrew, and oxygen is 8 protons, 8 neutrons, 8 electrons. And then the cool thing as well is that when you speak lane 8 out of your mouth, in 9 letters, it divides by 3. Can you find love in lane 8? Yeah, the first 3 letters is 27. 3 times 3 times 3. And then a T and a G make another 27. There's love found already. And then the rest adds another half a love. Are you kidding me? Now you know why it was lane 8. Love plus half a love. And now you know why I said on your bike while he's running in lane 8. And lane 8, you really can run on your bike, because it's got the widest curve. You know, a bike is best suited for something that is a gradual curve, a long stretch. Well, that's lane 8, because it's got the gentlest curve on the track. So you can get a bike out on lane 8 and just say, on your bike, son. I got the lane 8, I got the wide bend, thank you very much. I'm going to use a bike to win this race. Bike equals half a love, lane 8 equals love plus half a love. I want to see Andre de Grasse in lane 8 for every competition for the rest of the universe. Okay. It just might happen, folks. It just might happen. Now we're really paying attention to lane 8, aren't we? New strategy. Son, I want you to make sure that you botch the semis a little bit so that you end up in lane 8. Okay, so lane 8, 27 plus 27, then HEE is 18 plus 9, a final 27. So lane 8 is half a love, half a love, half a love, which is love plus half a love, composed of triple 27, that's 81, which is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 3 to the power of 4. Lane 8 in 9 letters. Lane 8 adds to 9 times 9 in 9 letters, but we found love in it. First 3 letters, half a love, TG, half a love, rest, half a love. Lane 8. Wow! And that was the golden lane. Like, in my opinion, like, watch the women's 100-meter final and the men's 200-meter final, where the victor of both races is running in lane 8. By the way, the color red is the king of colors, also the color of Canada, which is just storming the gates of this Olympics. It is also the color of the USA, who is obviously has the highest medal counts, as they should. What's disturbing is that with the population ratio of roughly 10 to 1, USA to Canada, we have like nearly equal the number of medals. That's crazy. God's blessing is upon Canada. Like, it's unbelievable. It's God's story. It's just unbelievable what God is giving to Canada. The grace is poured out. You're just like, whoa. At a population base of 10 to 1, Canada has nearly the same number of medals as the USA by all measures, you know, counting. Okay. And stunning wins as well. Like stunning gold medal wins. Like the way that we beat the USA volleyball team. Anyways, so where are we? Lane 8. Love 27 plus 27 plus 27. Too awesome. But yeah, so those 2 races in particular. The women's 100-meter final, Sharon Simpson, like gorgeous 3s in her name. And then JAM for Jamaica divides by 3, just like CAN for Canada divides by 3 on the results final, which both words divide by 3. And then the men's 200-meter final, where Andre de Grasse is running in lane 8. Now, what's really cool is put Andre de Grasse plus lane 8 together. That's 120 plus 81, both all factor 8 numbers, divided by 3. That adds to the famous 201 of world history. Basically the place where my entire life grew up around, and to this day I'm 2 blocks away from 201st Street. I finished my morning newspaper route every day as a kid down a secret alley that is perfectly aligned with the 201 line. It's the full birth name of Walt Disney, Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon, Chuck Yeager, the first man to fly faster than the speed of sound, the name of the plane he was flying when he broke that record, Clamorous Glennis, Hans Zimmer, Britney Spears, Jim Henson, creator of the Muppets, Heitor da Silva Costa, the designer of the Christ the Redeemer statue. That's very important. Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, and his father and grandfather's name have the same 201 full birth name. So put Andre de Grasse in lane 8 as to 201 perfectly, and there's gold. It's pure gold, and he's a double gold medalist after exactly 300 meters of running. Wow! And amazing. Just amazing. Okay, so that was thrilling, and you know, I'm going to be very tempted to try and upload like the entire video directly from CBC's website. I had the video camera running the whole time. You can watch it for yourself, obviously. They'll leave it up. They'll be playing that thing day and night for weeks. Multiple people will have it recorded. Multiple people will have it on disc, and you'll be able to watch it for years to come. For years to come. It'll get on YouTube. It'll be okay for people to watch. You can watch it now. I would like to be able to upload my video because I was making commentary in real time, and I believe in God's sovereignty and that I'm filled with the Holy Ghost, and when words come out of my mouth, I pay attention. Like in that video, I said, "On your bike, son." And I didn't say it, I shouted it. I was shouting it. And I even believe that as people say things that God ordains prophets on planet Earth to shout things that actually happen in real time halfway across the world. You know, "On your bike, son, on your bike." And he was on the bike, man. Like I tell you, lane 8 is the bike lane. You know, I think you know how on the sides of roads, on the sides of highways, it's the outside lane that gets the bike. The bike symbol, you know, just going down a freeway. I was doing it the other morning on my newspaper route. There's a bike lane on the side of the road, and it's got the bike icon. I think we should put the bike icon on lane 8 of the track at international competitions. Just you know, put the bike logo in various locations in white paint in the center of lane 8 of the track, all around the track, and we'll call it the bike lane. It's the lane where we say, "On your bike, son, on your bike." You're in lane 8. Haul. Now you can make a fun phrase, the great lane 8, because the great divides by 3. Great is 51 plus 80, so when you say the great, that's 84. So the great lane 8, lane 8 is 81, the great is 84, 3 points higher, but dividing by 3, that's beautiful. So the great lane 8 is 165, divides by 15. Perfect. The great lane 8. Andre de Grasse in the great lane 8. Let's get Andre de Grasse on the board quickly. I've done this in video, painting it. So chain link with 3s, DE 9, chain linked here 12, okay, that's exactly 21 there. Bookended, okay, with 6. In fact, doubly bookended with 33 here. R divides by 3, R divides by 3, then this final D gets married with this AS to make a final 24 AAA. Andre de Grasse is 2 perfect. Grasse equals Jehovah. Andre de equals 51. Every component divides by 3. Andre is 42, 9, 69. That's perfectly to 120. Good night. And he runs for Canada, which is 24 AAA. Okay? And I'm just going to... Okay, that's fine. So, there you go. That's why these things happen. And of course the word race is half a love. So lane 8, race. Lane 8 is 3 27s, race is 27. 27, 27, 27, race 27. So lane 8, race is double love, 4 27s. Just like the phrase full moon. Full moon, as in the beautiful full moon in the sky. Full moon adds to love plus love composed of 4 27. So lane 8, race. Beautiful. Oh man. T88. I know when you speak 88 divided by 3, just checking out his time, 1988. Personal best, new Canadian record. And he's only 20 years old. He's only 20 years old, and he has a farmer's tan. He won this race with a farmer's tan. And he's not nearly as built up as the average sprinter that we've always seen internationally. It's like David and Goliath. There's a total David and Goliath story we saw today. As you looked at the other runners to his right, they're like, man, bulky, beefy, traditional, bravado-like sprinters. It's a David and Goliath story. He's 159 pounds, 5'10", and he stormed to victory. He just kept going faster and faster all the way down the pipe. I kind of laughed in the video. It reminded me of that Disney film called The World's Greatest Athlete, where that runner Nanu, from the side angle, just keeps going faster and faster. The farm boy that can run. Like, that's what it looked like. He's got the farmer's tan. It's like 159 pounds, and he just torques to victory. You're just like, this is awesome. Okay. And what else? Man, and then the victory lap divides by 3. He said, I love you, Mom. I think after the race that divides by 3. Oh my goodness. He wears a gold cross around his neck. I saw him bow the knee. He was overcome. He was really overcome with emotion after that race. He bowed the knee, like Tim Tebow style, one knee down, but his head was down on his knee. He was truly overcome with emotion. Like this was not a like, oh, I just bow the knee because I want to. This was like, no, he was overcome with emotion and the Spirit of God. And he bowed in worship. Okay, he's got a gold cross on his neck. That was his personal best time. His personal best time, his best time ever, without wind assisted. And I think it was truly his best 200-meter race of his life. Now, he's recorded a faster time with wind assistance at the NCAA Championships, which is 19.75, only 12 milliseconds faster than this non-wind assisted time of 19.88. But you could tell by his reaction, the emotion, the whole cheering crowd phenomenon, the fact that he had a flawless, perfect start, the numbers behind all this, that in my strong opinion, 3 strongs that all divide by 3, this was the best 200-meter race that he has ever run in his life, by God's grace. And just goosebumps all over this thing, all over. Andre de Grasse. Now he's really famous. I mean, he was famous enough for winning the 100-meter final. And now, the sheer performance of this 200-meter final. Personal best, lane 8, the numbers like this, home crowd, this is out of control. The guy is just playing. Now, if he doesn't win the 4x100 meter relay together with his teammates, that'll be an interesting story. Who knows what God is going to ordain? Like, now we're just like, what's going to happen in the 4x100? And by the way, 4 divides by 3, F-O-U-R. Bi is half a love, 4 contains O-U-R, love, and then 100 equals love plus love. Very famous event that God likes a lot because now it's a team effort. And God is a team, 3 persons. So 100 adds to love plus love, 108. Okay? And you can find the 2 loves. Bi is 27, half a love. And then 4, F-O-U-R, every letter divides by 3, starting with 6 plus love. So literally in 4x100, the famous relay race. It's the most anticipated relay race in track and field. The men's 4x100. The final of the men's 4x100. How many times have we been in love with this race? How many times have we just marveled at the intensity of this race? The 4 top sprinters in every nation working together as a team to try and get a golden baton across the line first. It is the quintessential track and field team event. The men's 4x100 and the women's 4x100. Okay? But the men's in particular, it is the final sprint team event of the game. It's just like, they do the 4x400 afterwards, but in my opinion, the 4x100 is the most thrilling because you don't have a single room for error. It's millisecond by millisecond. You have to hand off that baton with perfection, otherwise you're going to lose. And then the anchor. The anchor leg is everyone's favorite, Everyone always anticipates the third runner handing off to the anchor man because the anchor man's got the wheels. He's got the bike. And it's time for him to get on the bike and wheel it home. Okay, so who knows what God is going to pull off in the 4x100 now. We've just seen Andre de Grasse snag the 100 meter, snag the 200 meter. I would not be surprised if we saw something disturbingly awesome happen in this men's 4x100 meter final. I believe it's happening either tomorrow or on Sunday. Don't miss it. Oh yeah, we're on this one. I don't think we're going to miss this one, God willing. So 4x100, remember, is love plus love plus love plus half a love plus 6. So what does that all add to? That is 162 plus half a love is 189 plus 6, 195. So 4x100. And then men's divides by 3. So the men's 4x100. Men's is 51. So that'll put us up to, let's see, 247. Oh my goodness. So the men's, and then add 33 for the, you get 270 perfectly, which is the perfect cube of 3 times 10. It's the same value as north plus south plus east plus west, the famous 4 directions of the compass. 270 king, you know, perfect cube of 3, 27 times 10. Literally, it's 5 loves perfectly. Love, 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 love. So when you say the men's 4x100, that's 5 loves perfectly, and you can find all 5 of the loves. So, and now can you find love in Andre de Grasse? Of course you can. You just need to pop off 12 points to get your double love. You can do that in multiple ways. You've got a lot of low value letters in here. You can pop off the EG. You got the word gas, okay, which equals 27. You can put the N and a D and an R and R to make another love. If you pop off the E and a G, and then you take an R and R and an ND, that's love number 1, the rest equals love number 2. You can do it in multiple ways. You can study it and get more beauty out of it and all the rest of it. And then I also combined names, like the winner of the women's and men's 100 meter, Sharon Simpson, plus Andre de Grasse. Every component of their name divides by 3, and they had really cool victories. Very emotional as well. Knit them together, and it was just stunning. It's a symphony. And so that was a thrilling race. In my opinion, that race was even more thrilling to watch than the 100 meter because it was longer. And you have all that crazy anticipation and the thrill of the curve, and the slingshotting out of the curve and down the home stretch, and he just kept catching. He just kept inching his way forward compared to the other competitors from what I saw, to that glorious win. Amazing. Andre de Grasse, storms to victory. Oh man, there's going to be a lot of people just paying attention to the 4x. He's only 20 years old. I mean, what does the future hold? It's going to be amazing. There's a lot of young players that have surely amazing futures. A female who's a Canadian female athlete whose name is love plus love plus love perfectly is Taylor Pischke. Women's beach volleyball, very young, both of them young, got a lot of future ahead of them. Laura Tsang is the most obvious of all. She won 5 gold medals, all 5, in rhythmic gymnastics. Her full birth name is love plus love plus love. Laura Yihan Tsang. Watch those performances, all 5 of them on YouTube. I insist. She's 15 years old, and by Divine Ordinance, 15 is like the number of the year, like 3. But her full birth name is Triple Love. I have a beautiful full birth name for Kubi. My last name is Kubi. 39 equals Nike divides by 3. If I have a daughter, or someone in our family has a daughter, they can name them Love, Jehovah, Kubi. Every component divides by 3. Jehovah plus Kubi equals love plus love, and love equals love. So love, Jehovah, Kubi equals triple love perfectly. And of course the greatest commandment to all people is to love Jehovah. You shall love the Lord your God. Literally, you shall love Jehovah, Elohim, Jehovah God, with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Well, you do that by giving God glory for the children He gives you by putting His name in their names. Okay? You give glory to God. God is love. You put love in the names of your children. You put Jehovah in the names of your children. You glorify Jehovah in the very names of your children. So love, Jehovah, Kubi adds to love plus love plus love, triple love. So that's a beautiful name, God willing. It may be somewhere in the future in a real beautiful person. I mean, hey, someone could do it right now. Change your last name, go for it. Enter into the glory. With boldness. Okay, so people lining up at like government, you know, stations and like, you know, offices, like with their birth certificates saying, this is an outrage. I need a name change right now. Line-ups up the door. I want my name changed. I need love in the middle of my name. I need Jehovah in the middle of my name. I need to glorify God in my own name. This is an outrage. It's time to fix the problem. Line-ups like 10 blocks long, you know, past the Best Buy, you know, past like every store on the streets, like people lining up, you know, get the name changed. Like, I've had enough of this. I want love in my middle name too. Okay. Good stuff. So Ordained Grasse has officially run 300 meters to the glory of the Triune God, and stunning. Every single, you know, second of those 300 meters that he has run has been absolutely thrilling. Man, that 200 meter race was thrilling. I always loved the 200 like crazy. The 200 meter was my favorite sprint event because I got longer legs. And I love the curve. I always love the sense of angular momentum as you're rounding the curve. You're biting into the track on an angle. There's that sense of speed, you know, from the angular momentum. And then you slingshot down the home stretch. Like, it's just so cool, the 200. That was my favorite sprint event. I could do the 100, 200, 400. I got long legs. But so the 200 made the most sense for me, and it was my favorite sprint event. And I would win gold. Or silver and bronze, but you know, that was the one that I would typically win gold in, even more so than like the 100 or the 400. So this race was really special for me to watch on a personal note as well. What a thriller! Thriller divides by 3, by the way. 33 plus found love and thriller I already did, and then you've got another 48. So thriller is love plus a double of triple A's. There you go. What a thriller. Thank God for it. Jesus ordained it. But no, if anyone that was watching that race live, they'll never forget it. They will never forget it. Just, what a thriller. Spirit of God was just upon the man. And he ran. Spirit of God was upon the man, and he ran. When the Holy Ghost is upon you, you burn like a fire. And you run. Run, boy. Hall boy. Actually, my favorite way of saying it is hall boy, because hall equals boy equals 42. By divine ordinance, when we say attaboy, you know, atta boy, you know, after the race is over, attaboy, atta equals boy, 42. Divides by, and it's really obvious, a plus t is 21, composed of 1 plus 20, and then 20 plus 1. 21 plus 21, and A-T-T-A, atta boy, atta boy, atta boy, atta boy, atta boy. Nice. Sweet. Okay, 42, 42, 84. Oh man. And the most, you know, obvious way to make 21. 20 plus 1 from the famous Marx Brothers movie Go West, Groucho. Let's see, that's 20 plus 1, 21. Awesome. Moment by moment, history in the making. The men's volleyball team, Canadian national team, plays against Argentina tonight. We preached on that. Canada equals 24 triple eights perfectly. Argentina is the 24th prime triple eight, and today is the 24th. And what a thrilling day. Today is the 24th triple eight. That 200 meter final, in my opinion, that was even more thrilling to watch than the 100 meter final. Both were stunningly thrilling, but that one, whew, that just gave us a double dose. Because we had an extra 100 meters we got to watch. With the curve and the thrill of the lane 8 race, I was just like, no, I personally feel like Jehovah upped the ante on this one. Double. We got double the excitement. We got double the pleasure in this 200 meter final. Thrilling. Just thrilling. And it's a David and Goliath story. Like, look at the runners as they come head on down the track on the video cameras. It's like the powerful Jamaican in lane 4. Just huge, bulky, big, huge muscles. Weighty. Grasse on the outside. The farm kid that can run. Complete with farmer's tan. And farmer's tan divides by 3. Jehovah ordained him to have a farmer's tan while he's running before international glory. I ask you, what famous international athlete have you ever seen in your life have a farmer's can when they storm to victory in unbelievable fashion? It's awesome. It's totally awesome. Everyone's in love with this guy. They're like, it's the farm kid that can run faster than all the other kids. Big kids. Like beefy kids. You know, beefy men, of course. They're all men, but you're just like, it's the farm boy that's outrunning everybody. And he's only been running for 3 years. Like, there's another 3, that's the whole thing. It's just like, what's going to happen in the future? More 3s. I tell you, when he gets that gold medal and the national anthem plays, by the way, the national anthem of Canada adds to 15 times 15. It starts with O, O Canada, which equals 15. The year 2015 equals the same number, 15 times 15, and the full birth name of the Queen is 15 times 15. By Divine Ordinance, I found a lone quarter lying on the street the other day with the Queen's face staring me straight up. And I said, here she is, Miss 15 times 15 herself, in the year 2015, which is 15 times 15 when you speak it. And the National Anthem of Canada, that text adds to the same number, 15 times 15. And we have heard the National Anthem of Canada played more often and more gloriously at this Pan Am Games in Toronto than any other single international sporting event for Canada that I can think of. I mean, count the number of gold medals that we have won at this Pan Am Games. Compare it to any other performance we've had in the history of this country. I think we're staring at our gold medal performance right now. And that means the National Anthem of Canada has played more frequently. And the stories behind that anthem getting to play have been unprecedented. So it's all maximum for God's mathematical glory and pleasure at this time. And what the future of all these things is going to be awesome. I'll tell you that much. Awesome equals love plus half of love, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Awesome equals lane 8. Okay? It equals superb. Superb. Superb in lane 8. Awesome in lane 8. Andre de Grasse. 3s. God is on fire. Call the brigade. God is on fire. Don't worry, you can't put him out, so. Call the brigade. He's on fire. So, wow. A thrilling curvature divides by 3. Andre de Grasse, riding the curvature. You're just like, and of course it starts with the letter C, which is 3. The 200 meter, I challenge you to find it more thrilling. I mean, that was a thrilling race. And the outside curve, you're just like, this is out of control. And of course the word curve all by itself divides by 3. And outside divides by 3. So the outside curve divides by 3. That's what Andre de Grasse ran today. He ran the outside curve, lane 8. He's like, yep. How does the race begin? With a gun. That's 21 plus 21. It equals boy. It equals haul. Haul boy. Gun. So, gun. Boom. 21 plus 21. Haul. 21 plus 21. Or no, wait. Haul is triple 20. Oh yeah, no, 21 plus 21. I was thinking of the company U-Haul, which is triple 21. So, gun. 21 plus 21. Haul. 21 plus 21. Boy. 21 plus 21. Gun. Haul. Boy. Gun goes off. Boy hauls. Let's get it really simple here. I mean, 5-year-olds can do this. Shoot a gun into the air. Boy, haul. Haul, boy. When I shoot this gun, you haul. And you don't stop hauling until you hit the finish line. Finish line divides by 3. Okay. And he's just like staring at you like, yeah, I can do that. Okay. So. And then after the race, you can rent a U-Haul and haul across the country to the glory of the Triune God, because U-Haul is a triple of 21. And you'll just keep seeing 3s everywhere you go. Okay. So, by the way, Daddy Mac divides by 3, just like Big Bertha, the 2 famous golf brands by Callaway, which divides by 3. Just thought I'd throw that random one out. The Daddy Mac, the Big Bertha, 4 ordained, pure 3s. Okay. In 9 letters apiece. Those are famous golf club brands, just from Callaway. We sold golf brands the other day. Okay, and I currently hold a can of paint here, which is made by Bear. Bear equals 33, and their slogan, good, better, bear, divides by 3 in 3 words. and I have a bottle of wine. Wine divides by 3. And you can just solve everything you've ever seen and heard. Okay, so anything else with a 200 meter? That race. 200 divides by 3, just like 100. Very obvious. So Grasse on his chest adds to 78, which is a triple of God, G-O-D. Isn't that amazing? Grasse on his chest, on the front, equals God, God, God. Whew! It's all about God! So when Grasse wins the race, God, God, God. Hand of God upon the man, and he says, you're going to win. Even though other people have better personal best times, he says, today you're going to win. To my glory. That's so cool. So Grasse equals God plus God plus God. God equals 26. Grasse on his chest, in all capital letters. That's what he was wearing. Grasse. God plus God plus God. Triple God. And then Toronto divides by 3. Above that, what was Toronto? Love plus love for the TNT, the only 3 letters that don't divide by 3, and then OROO is another 63. Wow, so pure 9, so 63. Toronto equals mathematician. 117. So put Toronto together with Grasse, and you get 78 plus 117, which is 195, I believe, and then add 2015 to the party. The whole thing divides by 15. 2015, when you speak it, is 15 times 15. 225, add that to the 195. Ooh, I'm stretching myself here. And that's going to add 25 points, 420. So Toronto. So what comes out of my mouth now is going to add perfectly to 420, which divides by 21. Toronto, 2015, Grasse. And that's what was officially emblazoned on his chest. And you can add Canada and Nike, both of which divide by 3 up here. The color red, of course, by the way. And amazingly, his first name, Andre, is 42. Well, wait a second. We just said that Grasse, Toronto 2015, Grasse adds to 420. And then add his first name, which is 42. It's too obvious. 42 plus 42 times 10, that adds to 462, which is 231 double. Like, talk about the most obvious 3 fest. So, all together now, Andre Grasse, Toronto, 2015. And by the way, the Pan Am Games adds perfectly to 1, 2, 3. And then Para-Pan Am Games, God's just getting started. We're going to see 3 fests galore in the Para-Pan Am Games. Para-Pan divides by 3, or Para divides by 3, it's 18 plus 18, so put that in front of Pan Am. Now you've got more 9s coming at you. In fact, Para-Pan Am adds to 81 by my calculations, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And so the Para-Pan Am Games divides by 3. And for the first time, we're going to see sitting volleyball. Sitting volleyball. Players that are amputee or handicapped, sitting to do the most quintessential 3-stamped team game of all time, the 3 hits of volleyball, net, take, divide by 3, ball, equals hand, 27. Sitting volleyball, do the math yourself, adds perfectly to 216. Triple eight, tripled and tripled again. The full birth name of Elvis Presley. Elvis Aaron Presley. Triple eight, tripled and tripled again, 216. One of the 5 numbers of the Golden Loop. And my full birth name is one of them, 228. 240 is my pick, my favorite. The other 2 being 255 and 288. You can watch my videos when we discovered the convergence of all things to the number 240 and the 5 numbers of the infinite Golden Loop. Where was I? We were talking about, oh yeah, just the perfection of Andre Grasse, Toronto 2015, and then the Para-Pan Am Games and sitting volleyball. We have wheelchair rugby divides by 3 as well. We got a famous guy from Canada whose number is 33, so pay attention to what's going to happen there for the number 3. And amputee and handicapped by Divine Ordinance both divide by 3, perfectly paralleling Jehovah's name himself. Cool. So, oh, this is too good. Now I got to solve the name of that stadium that this took place in, because this is just too historic. And the national anthem of Canada is going to play again for him tonight. And remember, when they stand on these podiums, these podiums at the Pan Am Games in Toronto, on the top in English is United We Play. Then the French, okay, it escapes me right now, Jouan, Una, something Jouan in French. And then the Spanish, forgive me, I haven't memorized them, okay, but you can easily look it up. It's basically the slogan of these games. Those 3 languages, add the text up for the 3 languages, and it adds to 480 perfectly. 888 times 10, doubled. Okay. So God is sovereign over the silver medalist and the bronze medalist and everything completely. The whole thing. Now, and then he runs the 4x100 meter final coming up this weekend. I would not miss that race. We surely are going to see some very divine threes happen in what happens in that race. It'll be the 3rd event that he pulls off. I mean, in my opinion, this 200 meter race was even more thrilling than the 100 meter race. God loves to save the best for last. I am just itching to see what's going to happen in this 4x100 meter relay race with, I believe, of course, Andre de Grasse would be the anchor. He would be the final runner in the race. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be. And oh boy, we could see the most amazing thing ever in sprinting. Like, in my opinion, this would be an even better story than Usain Bolt's, like, to some degree, because it's so amazing. He's 20 years old. He's very humble looking, and he's very humble in his personality, and he's got a farmer's tan, for crying out loud, while he's competing on the international stage. I'm just like, this is awesome. This is better than Disney. What does farmer's tan add to? I'm in love with that phrase, farmer's tan, because it divides by 3. 21 plus 33. Oh my goodness, there's love. The very end of farmer's tan equals love. Let's go here. Oh yeah, we're going here. So the final 4 letters of farmer's tan equals the famous center letters of history, the famous 39 ST plus 15. The famous word Stan, Stanley. A lot of famous Stans. So there's love on the end of farmer's tan. God confirms things to me too. Like last night when I went out to a social with church friends, my sister Helena and Jonathan, Derek plus Jonathan plus Helena, the 3 of us divide by 3. Beach volleyball at Trinity Western University, which divides by 3. There was a guy there that had the most crazy farmer's tan I have ever seen. No exaggeration. The back of his neck was like dark brown. And then right beneath that, you know, his back was like white as white can be. I was like, that is disturbing. But so let's solve the farmer's tan. So there's love on the end, and then, oh my. So it does not divide by 3. Forgive me. But there's obvious love in there. So 18 plus 18, 36 there, plus 24, 888, 25. What does it all add to? Love plus 36 adds to 90 plus 25. 115, which is the 3rd prime times the 9th prime. And I've preached on how this number glorifies the number 3. It's 5 times 23, which is the 3rd prime times the 9th prime. And furthermore, it's a 3-digit all-factor 5. Number 5 is the 3rd prime. Okay, so the farmer's tan glorifies the number 3, and I talked about that. Okay, perfect. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Man. What an exciting games. And we called this one, we solved the beauty of his name in detail before this happened. So this is, glory to God. Hallelujah. And then the victory lap. Who doesn't love the victory lap? So, very famous laps in track and field are the last lap, the victory lap, the bell lap. The bell lap is another way of saying the last lap. All 3 of those 3-word phrases divide by 3. The last lap, the bell lap, the victory lap. And of course the victory lap is the celebratory one. What does victory lap add to? Ooh, wow! The last, again, just like farmer's tan, the last letters equals love. So victory lap. Look at this. Amazing. A and the P knit together to spell the word pay. 17 plus 25, 42. Yeah, the last 4 letters of victory lap equals love. So victory lap equals love, or finishes in love, rather. And then we've got the first 4 letters of victory lap equals love. That's insane. Look at that. The first 4 letters of victory lap, vict, equals love. The last 4 letters of victory lap equals love. And then in the center is 33, composed of 15 plus 18, dividing by 3, differing by 3. That equals amen. So victory lap. And then that's obvious because when you put the word the in front, that equals 33 as well. So literally, the victory lap equals love plus 33 plus 33. Literally you can say love plus amen, or love plus name plus name. Wow, we just solved the victory lap to the glory of the Triune God. The current date and time for historic purposes is 4:05 p.m., which divides by 3 nicely in 3 digits. 4:05 p.m., July 24th, 2015, in Langley, British Columbia, Canada. My name is Derek Leonard Reinhardt Kuby. Here's my news sign-off. Derek Leonard Reinhardt Kuby. God News, Langley, British Columbia, Canada. That adds to 24 times 24 perfectly. Triple A squared. Okay, so victory lap. Can you find love in the victory lap? Yeah, that's when people fall in love. That's when people share the most love. That's when the athlete goes and touches the fans and gives them high fives and everyone says we love you and the fans love, love, love. So love at the end of victory lap. Love at the beginning of victory lap. 33 in the center. 33 when you add the in front. Where does that all come to? 108 plus 66 is 174 divided by 3. But to me, the individuality of the loves and the 33s is too perfect. And the position of the love, front and back, you're just like, what more can man ask for? You can find multiple loves, YT plus an I, there's a love like that. You know, you can do a bunch of things, and IR, half a love, and LO, LO, half a love, IR, half a love. And then just keep, doing more and more and more, 24 and all that. So the victory lap has been solved. And then you can do the same for homework on the phrases, the best lap, or